Yeah, the question that is coming to me today is, yeah, what if all my efforts are actually not giving the results that I'm hoping for? And this person was asking this question. She clarified that she's doing meditations and she is really determined and is in positive connection with what she wants to create in her life, and yet still she isn't materializing it. So when the practical efforts are coming and she is really doing things in order to materialize, in her case it is a relationship that she is wanting to create in her life, yeah, the results are not coming. She's meeting people and then she expects that now life brings her the right person to her to meet, and it isn't like that. So again and again and again there are disappointments, as she writes. So when we look at this now in the NEWEX approach and we encounter life itself as a playground, yeah, also here in this situation, the participant is not looking at her creation and looking at what she would love to have in her life with the freedom of a playground. When we can do it with the freedom of a playground, actually, if the sandcastle is truly built or if the sandcastle isn't built in the playground, for life itself it doesn't make a difference. It is just the experience of building the sandcastle which is actually doing it. So every life situation that we are wanting to create, or life creates for that, basically there is no difference in it. Yeah? That is not meant in order for the creation itself to exist, but it is meant for the experience that we do have while wanting to create, or perhaps also while we are creating it, because it is in this case that it's not materializing. So, or in another case it might just be that you are materializing it. So the moment that we are taking a lot of attachment towards creating what we want to create, we lose the playfulness and we lose the joy actually also of creating itself, meaning we're losing the love of the creation. Then the creation is a means to an end and not the means itself, you know. So, and that is where we're going wrong, where we are getting an attachment, which clearly is pointing to the fact that it is about a need and it is not about an enrichment. And when we're making efforts in order to create consciously a situation, be it a relationship, be it a business, be it something else that you would love health-wise, you want to create a healthy body, the playfulness, the energy of love, yeah, does not know force. It is pure space. It is pure freedom in order to create. And the attachment, when it comes into it and we want to fulfill a need with it, because we are feeling that if I don't create this in my life, yeah, I must have it. I must, I must have it. I want to experiencing it. I really need to experience it for me to feel loved, for me to feel wanted by life, for me to feel having other things, yeah, what you want to achieve with having it. And that is a question I invite you now, if you're in a situation at this very moment that you want to create something in your life, and you do meditations and you try to manifest it by thoughts, by positive feelings and emotions attached to it, like in the law of attraction, for example, yeah, then when you want to create it by that means, it needs detachment. So in order to detach, we need to see like how do we detach, how do we attach to it? How do I do it? What is it? What are the traits? How I try to manifest it? And in this case, the woman wants to manifest by positive attachment, by the enhancing the positive feelings towards it. Meaning, we are not willing and look into what is reality at this very moment, what is really there. And when we don't do exclude reality of what is also really there, we don't take life in its fullness. We don't allow life just to manifest in its very own ways towards us. So we don't open all the doors life actually wants to open for us. Because that we do not manifest is purely because of the attachment. And when we are in the energy of need, we are not creators in that way that we can create enrichment for ourselves. And when we want to create enrichment, we need to practice detachment in it. So how do we do that? We can only detach when we are aware of the needs we are trying to fulfill. So go inside of yourself and look. Just take a few minutes time and look like if you're in such a situation. What is it? What need does it want to fulfill? What needs must be fulfilled with wanting you to create what you want to create? What is your real motivation here? And listen to this aspect inside of you. Just take a few moments. And perhaps you want to feel wanted. Perhaps this is why you want to create it. And not creating evokes then something in you. It manifests again. No, you're not wanted. You're not wanted. Nobody wants you. And then you are attached with a fear that with a positive guided process, with visualizing how beautiful it is, to be wanted, how beautiful it is, that you find that, what you're longing for. You are bypassing what is also inside of you. You're trying to bypass it by purely and solely focusing on it. So get in touch with what the need is here. Wanting to be wanted, or perhaps in your case it's something else. So just be free and open to see of what it is for you. And if you already have gone to the awareness level, basic needs is probably that which you are wanting to have a look again into in your course material. And perhaps you want to do 1 or 2 exercises over there to create that awareness inside of yourself. Get in touch with that aspect of you, that you are touching the moment that life creates, wanting to create that space, that playground, playfully. We are creating in playful energy. No need, no have to. Just excitement and love for the creation that you want to create. And that is what we want to get in touch with also when we are using the law of attraction in order to manifest. We want to get in touch with this playful joy of the creation itself and not with fulfilling our needs. So go inside of yourself and take care of that aspect of you. Go to love it and see how you do it. What are the traits that you are developing here? And how do you do that? You might have pure determination. So be determined to make space for life. Make space for the ways the universe, God, takes in order to manifest. And know that it is basically yourself when you're connected with that creatorship inside of you. And that creatorship is pure love. Pure love is a creative energy. And get in touch with this pure love for your creation. And feel the joy in it of the creation itself. Just like the child in the playground is playing that sandcastle or building something else, just because it is excited to see how it is. And while we are creating, like it is now in this case, we perhaps encounter other needs that are touched by it. Touched sometimes in a positive way when we are visualizing, in this case, being wanted and how beautiful it is to be wanted, to be loved. And another time when we are again encounter a situation where we are confronted with not having gotten it. And then it evokes that fear inside of us that we are not wanted. So find out the blessing in being not wanted, what freedom it gives you perhaps. And find this inside of yourself, this freedom of wanting to be wanted and to celebrate not being wanted. Being wanted means also to be grabbed in a way, I want you. I want you. This is something else than I enjoy you. I am in awe with you. It is such an enrichment to be with you. And this is an energy that you want to have in a relationship. You don't want to be wanted. You don't want to be needed. When we are needed because of something, that is of course beautifully and it is fine, and we answer that question. We answer that request. We are ready to do that. But this is not the energy of the basis and foundation of the new relationship you want to create in your life. You don't want to be wanted. You want to be enjoyed. You want to be loved. You want to be just free. Just enrichment, pure enrichment. So celebrate your not being wanted. Celebrate all the traits that you have by that. Yes, you are an expert of not being wanted. And see for yourself how you do that. What are the traits that you have developed by not being wanted? Probably you're very independent. Then give attention to being independent and how that feels, and make space for that. Celebrate being independent and free it from every pain of your past by just loving it, creating this nourishing environment for that aspect in you. Being independent, not wanting anyone. And of course you have created that because you fear that you will not be wanted. But that is who you are. That is the energy that you're carrying, independence. And when you are creating this nourishing energy, this nourishing environment, and giving pure space for creating independently, without any fear, then you might encounter the oneness and the love, the creator inside of you. And you will create joyfully, playfully, in your playground, in pure detachment and pure joy.